There you are. Ready to go?
I just got here. Can we talk? Why did you leave me alone?
You are not alone. Can we go now?
How come it's not working?
Let's ask Seeker. This all has to end, and I'd rather it was sooner than later.
Aye. Here's hoping.
There's a spectral web here, but it's new. It's stronger, but I think I can do it.
Oh, easy there.
This'll only take a moment. See?
Well, throwing my weapons through your will is a little unsettling. The spell isn't working. I think she's gone.
The incarnate is hidden away here. Stains bar the path. Onwards.
Oh there! Why is there a letter from Deborah Comenius here?
And who's Grace? No way back to New Eden Town, and no Seeker either. Our only clue points to Kate Newsmith. Maybe she knows this Grace, and where to find her.
Aided by the Banishers, Captain Pennington survived the mutiny. Now they who remain must set old sins aside and build a future, with Pennington or without. Because the captain sees no brighter horizons behind the blackened clouds of his past.
Camp is a camp no longer. It's a village.
Won't you leave me alone?
I'm trying to track someone down, and I was hoping you could help me.
I doubt I'll be much use, but I'll help you if I can.
So, I found your name in an old letter. It was addressed to someone by the name of Grace. It was written by Deborah Comenius.
You're tenacious, I'll give you that. But must you push so?
Deborah wrote of a cabin in the woods. Could this Grace person have found it?
I don't know. It was all a very long time ago. I had forgotten her.
Did Grace ask you for help?
No. Grace Pennington vanished. No one ever saw her again.
Grace Pennington? As in Captain Saul Pennington?
Pennington had a daughter, and you knew her.
I knew her, but not well. Deborah had her in the school and spoke of her from time to time. Shy as a porcupine and twice as prickly, as I recall.
Deborah wrote the letter in February 1688. When did Grace disappear?
Months later, Pennington accused Deborah of being a witch. In my recollection, that moment overshadows all others.
Could Grace have survived alone out here in the woods?
Possibly. But could she remain unseen? No. All thought she'd left New Eden. Gone west, perhaps into the wilds.
Does the name Seeker mean anything to you?
It sounds less a name than a calling, but neither mean anything to me. We done.
One more question. Did the school teacher keep a cabin in the woods?
Deborah spent much time walking the woods, trying to understand New Eden, she said. Now that you mention it, I remember a snowstorm. She spent 3 days in a hut not far from here. Southeast, across the drawbridge, along the path towards the mine. If it's still there.
Goodbye to you, Huntress. I look forward to seeing things improve, now that you're in charge.
Thank you, Red. Travel safe.
I sense magic. Could Seeker be here?
Faded with age. Hard to know what it was for.
Who knows what lurks in this thing? Let me guide us.
I'm still here.
Your funeral!
Standing by. Call on me. can't be a coincidence. Could Grace be Seeker? Dusty. Seeker hasn't been here for a long time.
Anyone home?
More demonology. Unusual for a witch. These two schools of magic don't usually see eye to eye. Perhaps Lammy could help us with the spell.
Quite the fall from grace.
That's not funny, and neither is this.
Aye, fair enough.
Now we know. She's in the mountains. There's a ritual of dissimulation, and we need the catalyst. Same circle as the one on the entrance. The circle powers the door, but I don't know the symbol. I don't know it, but I think Lammy might. We did well to come here. Now we know where she's hiding. Soon we'll be able to use the pond. All we need is the key to the dissimulation spell, and Lammy Haskell will help us with that.
Sure.
The mood is heavy. What happened?
What have you done with her, Islander? Drop the innocent look, son. I'm not buying. That mutinous varlet escapes her cell and you swan in here without a care in the world. You expect me to believe the two unrelated?
Is he looking for a new scapegoat? Already?
Answer the question, McWraith. Where is Ellen Priest?
Lost your prisoner, have you? Well, I can't blame her for running, but I can tell you this. I had not a thing to do with it. And I don't know where she is.
I should lock you up for this.
You'd enjoy that, wouldn't you?
All right, Captain. Settle down. Walk me through what happened.
I don't know what happened, not exactly. The cell keys have vanished, a mutineer with them. Now, her character is one part vinegar and the other malaise. And who knows what bitter treason she now foments.
She can't have gone far. If the mountains haven't killed her, she'll be somewhere nearabouts.
While she remains out there, flapping loose like an undone mainsail, there can be no trust in here. Find her, McWraith, and I shall believe you. Find her, and do what must be done.
What do you know of a young woman named Grace?
I don't know where you heard that name, Banisher, but you should not say it again.
It's important, else I wouldn't ask.
Important or not, you'll have no answer.
After all I've done, I rather think you owe me it.
The Four told you, that much is true. But the debt will be settled some other way.
I read the name on a letter. It was a very interesting missive. I don't know what went on between you two, but she really hates you.
And what would you have had me do? Abandon my duty as a father? Allow her to stray from the safety of her people? Away from God? Away from me? She wished me to bend. But in this world, those who bend must inevitably break. I stood, stout and firm.
The letter told quite the tale. I'd like to hear your side of it.
I have heard tell, sir, of the contumacious Scots, and I did not hear wrong. You are indeed relentlessly, perversely, bloody-mindedly obstinate.
The letter was clear. You're to blame for what happened to her.
She has no one to blame but herself. I tried to prevent it. She would not listen. I hurt her? That, sir, is laughable. I worked hard to make up for her mistakes, so she would not pay the price for them.
Whatever you did seems to have made things worse.
I stood firm. That, sir, is what must be done, and that, sir, is what I do. I stand firm.
Why the mystery?
A stubborn, difficult child. Always quick to disobey. Especially when the orders were mine. Never understood her antagonism or hostility. A sheer bloody-minded antipathy. She didn't get it from her mother. Now I have no daughter, and it is all the better for all concerned.
Want to tell me what happened?
If you must know it, I sent her away. I exiled her.
Why? Why would you do that?
She left me with no choice. I caught her in an act of sin. I caught her reading, studying. Witchcraft, sir. I caught her studying witchcraft. There was a book. I don't know where it came from, and damned if I could get rid of it, but she would not put it down. Not even after I forbade it.
Now why does Lammy Haskell suddenly spring to mind? And Deborah too.
Though Deborah was innocent, you accused her of witchcraft. Do you deny it?
Deny it? I claim it. By law she was no witch, but neither was she innocent. She was poison, a ruiner of children. She corrupted my grace. I am a much changed man with the intervening years. Looking back, with the benefit of experience, I was entirely right and would not change a thing.
If I came to learn your daughter survived, if I knew where she was...
No, I have nothing to say to her. For me and all who know me, Grace Pennington is long dead. Think what you will of me, I care not. I did what was necessary, and I'd do it again. And that is all there is to say.
The arrows feel better, more stable.
What can I do for you?
We found a page ripped from a book. Here, do you recognize it?
Let me see. Is this from the Trismegistus riddles? Yes, it seems to be. Why would you bring me one mildewed page from an amusing but harmless little book?
Why would you fail to disclose that you'd given another ritual to another friend?
It was a long time ago. I said after Caleb I'd distribute no more rituals, and that's what I've done. Not done.
We know. But we're looking for Grace Pennington now, and we were hoping you'd help us find her.
Who?
Really, boy?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mistress Antea. You said Grace's name, and it is my reflex to protect her.
Ever heard of someone named Seeker?
Seeker? No. Sounds like a title, like my true pursuer. This Seeker... Is she Grace? Is she alive? Do you know where she is?
We think she's Grace. We hope she's still alive. We're trying to find her.
We think she's hidden herself away behind your dissimulation spell.
Then you'll need to unravel it. Shouldn't be too difficult once you're armed with the salient facts.
When was the last time you saw Grace Pennington?
It had to be a few days after I brought her the cloaking ritual. When I returned to visit, the hut had disappeared. Which makes sense now that I think of it.
That's it? You never again tried to find your best friend, your only friend.
Well, you see, some weeks later the first whispers of witchcraft started to fly about town, I kept my head down and Grace was better off out of it. I was right. And I'm glad she escaped. Strange to think of her again after so long.
How does the ritual work?
It creates illusions so effective that they deceive even the keenest eye. There are more effective cloaking spells, but the Trismegistus riddles do have a simple elegance.
The short version, please, ending with how we break it.
Yes, of course. To achieve that, all you need is the caster's full name and the symbol used to make fast the illusion.
Grace Pennington and a triangle pointing downwards.
Well then, now all you need is a simple counterspell from the same book and... Oh my.
What now?
I'm afraid I left my copy in the Araloo. In the void.
That's just great. Just great.
Yes, but in my defence, once you've retrieved the book, dispelling Grace's illusion will be like a walk in the park. Comparatively speaking.
Thank you for your help.
Could you tell Grace that I'm still her friend? I'd be glad to see her again.
Once we found her, we'll be glad to tell her. Shite. Look, I couldn't talk about it.
Couldn't talk about what?
You accused me of pretending not to see that you're dead.
That's how I feel, Red. You have to accept it.
I couldn't face your death. I admit that. I rely on you. Your presence reassures me. I dread your absence. I can barely bring myself to think about it. I don't wish to deny your pain. No. Just try to deal with mine.
Wow. That's... I hadn't thought of it that way. Thank you for your honesty. To me! You'll get it next time. Don't let it crush you. I'm right here.
Our book isn't here.
Our book might be up there.
I might need some help.
I might be able to give it. The spot has to be close.
Well, this looks like Lami's stuff. Only more scattered.
Even with the void shifting, the book should be around here somewhere.
Got it. That seemed a little too easy.
We have the symbol we need. Let's go back to the mountain and find her hiding place.
Did you hear that?
First things first, Red.
Fancy a race?
Where'd you go, you wee bastard?
Blasted pest!
Oh, like this. There's more of them.
Run, Red!
How many bugs that thing have? Playing me over.
Be ready.
Blasted pest! Crows incoming!
Ready and waiting.
Hey, wee shite, aren't you? Enough! The damn crows!
Can I join in too? That's almost it. This is it. Seeker is behind this wall. Let the veil of unknowing be lifted. Let us see through the eyes of Grace Pennington.
Ceridian?
You're surprisingly slow, even for a Banisher. You're late. Or early.
At last we find you.
Missed me that much, did you? You could have hurried. You always think you have more time, and suddenly you don't.
It wasn't in vain. We have come far and learned much.
I hope so. But don't think you have it all figured out. You're still Banishers, after all.
We are indeed, Grace.
So, you know.
When I asked if you'd known Deborah Comenius, you denied it. Why?
Seeker never met Deborah. Grace did. I am no longer Grace, and I don't like to speak for her. Deborah was Grace's teacher. She encouraged her to be herself, to become who I am now. They did not know one another, but without Deborah, I'd have never met Ceridian. And with Ceridian, my entire life changed. Deborah suffered terribly, and the fate she met was exactly the fate I fled. I accept it now. I accept it all. Ceridian has left a hollow, and I am called to fill it. I accept. I am ready for my role in this world. Are you ready for yours?
The time has come for us to go back to New Eden and face the nightmare.
Yes. Balance must be restored. You must face your fate and end the curse.
Ceridian said the only way back was through the void. But the pond seems broken. We need your help.
Of course you do.
We're listening.
Remember Ceridian's words. If you were to defeat the nightmare, your hearts must be open to each other. No barriers. Your bond must be strong.
We've never been stronger.
This void breach is not like the others. This one leaks. This one sits at the rotten core of the entire region. You must leave whatever still burns in your hearts at the threshold. If you don't, the void will kill you.
Do you know where in New Eden Town the void shall lead us?
The trick is to focus on your happiest memories and let them take you there. At least that's how it's always worked for me.
We'll try.
And when at last you succeed, I too shall return to New Eden Town. I shall see you there.
And with that, we'll take our leave.
Bring peace to this troubled land and your troubled hearts, my friends. I know it's not easy to hear, especially when it's me saying it.
On the contrary.
Thank you, Seeker. We'll do our best.
They've seen better days.
As have we all.
I like your new place a lot better than the old one.
I was a different person then.
What's that?
That is not your concern.
She's the custodian now. May she have all the wisdom of her mentor, and more.
I wish I had half the wisdom of mine.
You're not as stupid as you sound. You'll be fine.
You see anywhere that could help?
Keep searching here. We need to do this together.
I am lost without you.
Oh there! Wait!
Why leave me like this?
Quicken yourselves! Here you are. Good day. My name is Rebecca Hardgrave. How may I help you? Are you the one who's attracting the wolves? Wolves? What wolves? Who are you exactly? I'm Antea Duarte. This is Red McWraith. We're Banishers. Do you know what that means? Banishers? That means... you can speak to the living on behalf of the dead.
That's part of it, yes. Why, do you have someone in mind?
Ferdinando Miller. My Fardy. Death parted us, but my love is strong. I came back for him. I love him so. Not once has he come to see me. I must know why.
New Eden's a big place. Where can we find him?
We were on our way to Fort Jericho. We were to open a store together. It was to be a new beginning for us both. Together. Yet he's there, alone. If you know where he is, why not just go there? I've tried. At first I was able to visit him in the quiet as he slept. I'd watch over him. But now, something hinders me. I cannot reach him. I must know that he is well.
We have to go now.
Find him, please.
A store. Fernando's? Closed. Are we in the right place? Anyone home? No one.
Papers in Miller's name. We're in the right place.
Keep looking. He's making protective amulets.
He's making useless trinkets.
And he works hard to keep it away.
What is he afraid of? What don't we know? Let's search the store. Surprisingly high quality wares.
Can't be many left in New Eden with the means to buy. Rebecca's will. She was rich. She left him the lot.
That's where he got the inventory.
Touch my money and I'll drop you. What are you doing here? Thieving, no doubt.
I'm no thief, Mr. Miller. I'm the Banisher. I brought Helen Priest back to the fort.
A Banisher? Thieves lie. How do you know my name?
'Tis my business to know. Red McCraith.
If you are a Banisher of ghosts, I have business for you. I'll pay.
I spoke to Rebecca. 'Tis she who haunts you. She sent me to find you. She worries for you. Says she loves you.
The English have a word for that. Hogshite.
Was she lying? You inherited her estate.
Whichever. It matters not. You're a Banisher. It is your job to get rid of her. Can you not just do your work?
Easy, Mr. Miller. Now, I'll need to examine Rebecca's belongings.
I sold them. All of them.
You did? To who?
I don't know. People. I wrote it down. In the register. Read it, if you wish.
You've put quite the effort into protecting your home, haven't you?
You poked about my house without my say-so.
I know my business. So out of generosity, here's the truth. None of it works. Not the wreath, not the amulet. None of it works. Pretty though.
His brooch is working.
It works. She hasn't come back. I can sleep now. I hear her calling, whispering my name. I wait to find her at my bedside. Our eyes meet. She stares. She won't leave me alone. She's an Akishi, a demon. Banish her. I'll pay you.
I need a job. I accept. Farewell to you, Mr. Miller, sir.
You know where to find me. If you're buying, I'm selling.
Ingersoll's store and the blacksmith. Noted.
He'd sold it all. Everything she'd owned. And fast.
Why the hurry?
If we track her things down, perhaps they'll tell us.
A note?
Let's see.
Ferdinando was a slave. She was his owner.
She kept that quiet, as if it were of no consequence. We know where to go. The barrack room.
Pretty. The work, I mean.
We know where to go. The barrack room. I sensed the quill resonates. An echo, perhaps.
I only recognize my name in the list.
Distant family, but I can't disinherit them.
I would never ask you that. To have met you is already more than I ever expected. If I was to lose you, God forbids, I'd cherish all that reminds me of you.
If you were to lose me, all that I own would now be yours.
He claimed not to love her. Why lie?
Maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he pretended to love her.
Let's see what he has to say about it.
Banisher?
I found papers. Official papers. They tell quite the story.
That's all in the past. For the good of my future. But you may as well hear it from me. As she lay dying, Rebecca Hardgrave gave me my freedom. Before that, I was her slave.
How very romantic.
If it weren't for the captain, the good people of New Eden would have let me die too.
Rebecca was in love with you. The feeling was not mutual. True?
I was her pet. A dog nuzzling its master, hoping she might loosen its leash. She loved me, she said. I allowed her to think I loved her back. I sat up and begged and let her pet me. I was a very good boy.
You gulled her, then took advantage.
To a slave, a crumb of freedom tastes like a loaf. You'd have done no different. And I do the same again. Enough chitter-chatter. Perhaps you should get back to work. What am I paying you for?
You're paying for this. This is the work. But I get the feeling it's the result that interests you, not the method. You want me to finish the job, then the story must be told. The ghost must manifest.
I do not like this idea. This idea can shit itself 6 times by sundown.
Come on, break the brooch, and let's get it over with.
No choice remains. Let it be done. And I'll be done with it!
Marty, you're here at last.
Step no closer!
I don't understand. Are you not glad to see me?
Now, Banisher! End this!
Not now. You need to hear the truth, both of you. That reminds me. Rebecca, you omitted to tell us that Ferdinando was your slave. That you owned him.
I loved him.
I was a slave! I was not free to leave! What kind of love is that?
What are you saying? We loved each other.
Love? No. I told my master what she wanted to hear. I gulled her with a lie. I thought you a fool. But no, you believed me because you wanted to. Yet you didn't believe me, did you? Not entirely. That's why you never freed me.
I loved you, and you loved me. It was but a piece of paper. A piece of paper and a guarantee. I needed a guarantee.
You don't know what love is. You know only fear. You feared being undesired, being unnoticed, being alone.
True love requires you to let go.
Time to give this love story an ending.
Rebecca Hardgrave, your love for Fardy Miller is sincere but unwanted. You're hurting him. Let him go.
Is it wrong to wish to spend your life with the man you love?
You did spend your life with him. Now your life is over.
He was mine. I wanted to keep him. Was I wrong?
You don't own him. You can't own him.
Let go. Find peace.
Peace? She gets peace? After all she did?
I get peace, but you get your freedom. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Fardy. For everything.
You have been here.
She deserves no peace. She put me through hell. You don't care, Banisher. Just one more mad master in a madder world.